Have you ever found yourself working tirelessly toward a goal only to watch it slip through your fingers? It can be frustrating, right? We often feel that after putting in so much effort, success or reward is something we're entitled to. But here's where Stoic philosophy comes into play. It offers a radically different perspective on what we truly deserve. The Stoics, especially Epictetus, remind us that our sense of entitlement and fairness is often based on illusions. We tend to believe that the world owes us something for our hard work or good behavior, but the truth is that life doesn't operate by our expectations. What we often fail to realize is that very little is truly in our control. Our sense of entitlement is deeply flawed because it is rooted in external outcomes, things we cannot command. The Stoic response? Focus only on what is within your control, your actions, your judgments, and your mindset. The Illusion of Entitlement. Epictetus, one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, teaches that we are not entitled to anything outside of ourselves. In his work Enchiridion, he says, "It is not things themselves that disturb us, but our judgments about these things." What does this mean? Simply put, the problem lies not in external events, whether we succeed or fail, win or lose, but in how we interpret and react to those events. The idea that we deserve something is just a narrative we've constructed in our minds. For instance, imagine you're passed over for a promotion you've worked hard for. It's natural to feel frustrated, maybe even angry, because you believe you deserved it. But according to Stoicism, your reaction is misguided. Epictetus would argue that the promotion was never truly yours to begin with. Your job, your relationships, even your life itself are not things you can claim ownership over. They are all temporary, subject to the whims of fortune. In fact, as he once said, you are not entitled to anything more than what you can control, which is your own will, thoughts, and actions. This brings us to the core of Stoic philosophy. We cannot control external outcomes, but we can control how we respond to them. Stoicism challenges us to let go of the things we think we deserve and to focus instead on living in harmony with nature, understanding that life is unpredictable and often unfair. The transient nature of possessions and relationships. Another key lesson from Epictetus is that everything we possess is borrowed. In one of his famous analogies, he tells the story of someone who treasures a ceramic cup. He advises that instead of treating it as irreplaceable, we should view it as just a cup, one of many, all of which will eventually break. Whether it's a cup, a house, or even a loved one, nothing is permanent, and none of these things truly belong to us. Consider this: even our relationships with others, no matter how deep, are transient. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, reminds us that the people we love are also subject to the laws of nature. They will grow old, change, or leave us, and there's nothing we can do about it. The Stoics encourage us to cherish these relationships while understanding that we do not own people, nor can we demand that they stay with us forever. Epictetus even went so far as to say that when you kiss your child goodnight, you should remind yourself that they are mortal. This isn't meant to be morbid, but rather a reminder that nothing in life is guaranteed or owed to us. Understanding control. What is truly ours? One of the central tenets of Stoicism is understanding the dichotomy of control. Epictetus famously said, "Some things are up to us, and some things are not." What he means is that we only have control over our internal states, our thoughts, beliefs, desires, and actions. Everything else, from the weather to the opinions of others, lies outside our control. By accepting this, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering. Imagine the relief in recognizing that external events, such as whether you get that job or whether someone treats you well, are beyond your control. When we stop focusing on these external things, we begin to cultivate resilience. For instance, Marcus Aurelius reminds us that you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This Stoic mindset fosters emotional resilience, allowing us to navigate life's unpredictable challenges with composure. Instead of being devastated when things don't go our way, we can remain grounded in the knowledge that true contentment comes from within, not from the external world. Desires, rooted in society or inner virtue. One of the most common sources of dissatisfaction is the pursuit of desires that are imposed upon us by society. Whether it's the latest technology, a prestigious job title, or social recognition, these desires often reflect societal pressures rather than our true values. Seneca, another great Stoic philosopher, warned against letting our happiness depend on external validations. In his letters to Lucilius, he writes, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." In today's world, we often chase after things we think we should have because of external influences. Philosopher Alain de Botton discusses how societal pressures mold our desires, and Stoicism offers a solution to this by encouraging self-awareness. When we recognize that many of our desires are not truly our own, we can start to question their importance. Instead of being driven by what society tells us is valuable, we can shift our focus to what truly aligns with our core values. For example, instead of feeling entitled to a certain salary or lifestyle, Epictetus encourages us to focus on what we can control, our own efforts and our ability to act in accordance with virtue. The key is to recognize that desires are often distractions that pull us away from a deeper sense of fulfillment. Seneca advises us to cultivate contentment with less, and by reducing our attachments to external rewards, we liberate ourselves from the anxiety of constantly wanting more. Lessons from ancient Rome: the power of letting go. The Stoics taught that detachment from external possessions and outcomes leads to greater peace of mind. Seneca recounts a story of a wealthy Roman senator who, despite his privileged status, was deeply attached to his wealth. Fearing poverty, he decided to live for a few weeks in extreme simplicity, eating only lentil soup and bread. To his surprise, he found that life without luxury wasn't so bad after all. In fact, it made him feel more in control of his life. He asked himself, "Is this what I used to fear?" The lesson here is profound. By voluntarily letting go of the things we fear losing, we free ourselves from the fear itself. Seneca often wrote about the importance of practicing voluntary discomfort, intentionally exposing oneself to temporary hardships to prepare for the inevitable changes and losses that life brings. This practice fosters a sense of resilience, teaching us that we can endure more than we think, and that true happiness doesn't depend on external conditions. Similarly, Marcus Aurelius urged us to embrace whatever happens, knowing that life will inevitably bring challenges. The Stoics believed that by mentally preparing for misfortune, we become less vulnerable to it. This doesn't mean becoming indifferent to life's joys, but rather appreciating them without clinging to them. Emotional resilience through Stoicism. Stoicism offers practical tools for building emotional resilience in the face of adversity. One of the most powerful techniques is negative visualization, a practice where we imagine losing the things we hold dear, far from being a pessimistic exercise. It actually helps us appreciate what we have right now. When we visualize the loss of something, a relationship, a job, or even our health, we come to realize how much we value it, leading to deeper gratitude and less attachment. In addition to negative visualization, daily reflection is a cornerstone of Stoic practice. Both Seneca and Marcus Aurelius were known to spend time each day reflecting on their actions, thoughts, and emotions. By journaling regularly, we can better understand our emotional triggers and identify areas for personal growth. This habit of self-examination fosters a mindset of self-improvement, helping us align our desires with our virtues and strengthening our emotional resilience. Another Stoic exercise is practicing voluntary discomfort, such as fasting or taking cold showers. While these may seem extreme, the point is to train ourselves to endure discomfort without complaint. Epictetus believed that by voluntarily exposing ourselves to hardships, we become more prepared for the inevitable challenges life will throw our way. Finding fulfillment in simplicity. Finally, the Stoics teach us that true fulfillment comes not from achieving external success, but from living in accordance with our values. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This reflects a deep truth about Stoicism. The pursuit of external achievements often distracts us from the simple pleasures and virtues that lead to true happiness. By practicing gratitude for what we have and focusing on our internal growth, we can cultivate a sense of peace and contentment. Instead of constantly striving for more, we can learn to appreciate the present moment and the opportunities it offers for personal development. Seneca famously said, "Let us become intimate with poverty, so that fortune may not catch us off guard." This doesn't mean embracing poverty for its own sake, but understanding that we don't need wealth or luxury to be content. Conclusion: embracing the Stoic path. In conclusion, Stoicism provides a powerful roadmap for navigating life's challenges with grace and resilience. By letting go of the things we cannot control and focusing on our own actions and attitudes, we free ourselves from the burdens of entitlement and dissatisfaction. The Stoic path teaches us to accept life as it is, rather than as we wish it to be, and to find fulfillment in the process of growth, not in the accumulation of external rewards. As Epictetus wisely said, "Ask not that events should happen as you will, but let your will be that events should happen as they do, and you shall have peace." Stoicism reminds us that the world doesn't owe us anything, but by changing our perspective, we can find peace and strength in whatever life brings our way. Thank you for watching this video. If you found value in the content, make sure to like the video, leave a comment with your thoughts using careless as a reminder to let go of what we can't control, and share this video with your friends and loved ones so they too can connect with these powerful ideas and gain insights from it.